Welcome to Vanished Files, your home for heart-pounding true crime tales that delve into the darkest corners of human nature. I'm your host, bringing you raw, unfiltered stories without artificial voices or exaggerated theatrics, just the chilling truth. If you're new here, we drop gripping crime documentaries every week, so smash that subscribe button to stay locked in. It's free and keeps you in the loop for every twisted case we uncover. Today, we explore one of the most haunting crimes we've ever covered. The tragic story of Morgan Ashley Fox, a vibrant young mother whose life was stolen in a shocking act of obsession. Born on August 22, 1991, in Marion County, Ohio, to Cindy and Bob Fox, Morgan grew up in a sprawling family of 13 siblings. From childhood, she was a model daughter, obedient, excelling in school, and effortlessly connecting with everyone around her. Her warmth made her a cherished sister and friend. As a teenager, Morgan fell in love with a high school sweetheart, and soon they learned they were expecting. While some might have faltered, Morgan embraced motherhood with joy, welcoming her daughter, Amelia, lovingly called Mim, with a radiant smile. Fresh out of high school, the demands of single parenthood kept Morgan from college, but she didn't let that stop her. She joined FedEx, climbing the ranks to become an operations manager, determined to provide a bright future for Amelia. After her relationship with Amelia's father ended, Morgan forged ahead as a single mom. By July 2019, she met Jason Scaria, a fellow FedEx coworker and single father with a daughter close to Amelia's age. Sparks flew, and by August, they were dating. Less than a year later, in July 2020, Morgan, Jason, and their daughters moved into a cozy home on Fraser Avenue in Plain Township, Ohio, a quiet suburban neighborhood filled with green lawns and family life. They signed a one-year lease, eager to build a blended family. But their relationship wasn't without turbulence. Like any couple, Morgan and Jason had their share of arguments, often navigating the complexities of merging two families. Yet, they supported each other fiercely, quick to reconcile and find harmony. Jason later said they had worked through their rough patches and were in a happy place by October 2020. But on the rainy morning of October 28, 2020, everything shattered. Morgan's early shift at FedEx meant she was up at 1 a.m., preparing breakfast, getting ready, and heading out to her car. By 6 a.m., Jason awoke for his shift, expecting Morgan to be gone. Glancing out the window, he was stunned to see her car still in the driveway. The darkness obscured details, so he dialed her phone while stepping outside. As he neared, he heard her phone ringing near the car. What he found froze him in horror. Morgan, lifeless, slumped in the driver's seat, legs dangling out the open door, with 2 gunshot wounds to her head. Jason, overwhelmed, called her name repeatedly, checking for a pulse that wasn't there. Snapping out of shock, he dialed 911, his voice trembling as he surveyed the scene. Rain poured, but investigators noted skid marks on the muddy curb and splattered mud on a nearby fence, suggesting the killer fled in a vehicle. Morgan's phone lay on the ground, her purse untouched, ruling out robbery. No bullet casings were found, hinting at a calculated act to end her life. Morgan's body was removed, and police launched a frantic investigation. Her family was devastated. Cindy, who'd spoken to Morgan just a day earlier, was inconsolable. The Foxes demanded answers. Who could commit such a brutal act, and why? Detectives started with Morgan's boyfriend, Jason Scaria. His 911 call raised eyebrows, calm, almost too composed for such a gruesome discovery. Coupled with the couple's occasional disputes and his presence at the time, suspicion grew. But interviews painted a different picture. Jason was emotional, devastated, and cooperative, with no gunpowder residue on his hands. Detectives soon cleared him, turning their focus elsewhere. Morgan's phone held the key. Sifting through calls and texts, one message stood out, sent on October 8, 2020, to Jason Scaria. Morgan expressed anger over male coworkers at FedEx accessing her phone's photos without consent. Jason confirmed she'd had issues with a few colleagues, prompting police to investigate FedEx. Speaking with the manager, they confirmed Morgan's troubling encounter with 3 men. Digging into their profiles, one coworker raised red flags. 29-year-old Jason McDermott, who'd been warned for harassing another employee. To avoid confusion, we'll call him McDermott, as Morgan's boyfriend shares the same first name. Coworkers described McDermott as fixated on Morgan, though she saw him only as a friend. After the phone incident, he wrote her an apology letter, earning a verbal warning and a termination threat if his behavior continued. The letter's contents were unclear, but it marked a turning point. A year earlier, McDermott met Morgan and was instantly smitten, bringing her breakfast and chatting casually. Morgan, polite but uninterested, invited him and others to a house gathering, where his behavior turned odd, overly familiar, calling her grandmother grandma, unsettling guests. On October 8th, McDermott grabbed Morgan's unattended phone at work, somehow knowing her password, and viewed private photos, saving some and showing them to co-workers. Morgan confronted them, furious at the violation. Afterward, she distanced herself, her responses to McDermott curt and professional. On October 24th, 4 days before her death, McDermott texted her, asking, "How's Columbus going?" Morgan, visiting family in Columbus, Ohio, was unnerved he shouldn't have known her whereabouts, as they were no longer friendly. Police, reviewing these texts and co-worker accounts, realized McDermott was obsessed, possibly stalking her. On October 28th, he arrived at work at 2:58 a.m., later than usual, entering through a back door and leaving at 10 a.m., acting normal. But detectives sensed deception and called him in. McDermott denied romantic feelings, claiming he saw Morgan as a friend, though he briefly admitted he might have loved her before retracting. He denied shooting her and surrendered his phone. Its location data showed it at his home from October 27th evening to 2:48 a.m. on October 28th, not placing him at the scene but suggesting he left it behind deliberately. Further scrutiny revealed more. At his parents' house, his car was freshly washed despite the rain, suspicious timing for cleaning evidence. CCTV from a car wash showed him scrubbing his tires meticulously, even returning twice, then inspecting his car outside a store without entering. Tire marks near Morgan's car matched his vehicle's pattern. Crucially, traffic cameras captured a car like McDermott's heading toward Morgan's house at 1:38 a.m. and returning at 2:17 a.m., the likely window of her murder. Friends confirmed McDermott's obsession, desperate to reconnect with Morgan. Shockingly, he attended a vigil for her, posting a creepy Facebook tribute, calling her Foxy and using #JusticeForMorgan, enraging her family. His phone revealed hundreds of deleted photos and secret videos of Morgan, recorded without her knowledge at work, exposing his disturbing fixation. Morgan's stepsister, Megan Barrett, called him sick, someone who thrives on others' pain. On November 5, 2020, police arrested McDermott, charging him with aggravated murder and menacing by stalking, holding him on a $2 million bond at Stark County Jail. The murder weapon was missing, but McDermott owned an extensive gun collection, leaving little doubt. The trial began in Stark County Common Pleas Court. Prosecutors argued McDermott, upset by Morgan's rejection after the phone incident, knew her schedule, ambushed her before 2 a.m., shot her twice, and fled, later washing his car and deleting evidence. His defense claimed he was framed, citing absent phone data and suggesting the other co-workers were responsible. On April 8, 2021, the jury found him guilty, and on April 14, 2021, he was sentenced to life without parole. Morgan's family delivered heart-wrenching victim impact statements. Her 9-year-old daughter, Amelia, bravely spoke, "I thought monsters were myths, but you showed me they're real. You hurt me and everyone I love." Bob Fox tearfully said, "My daughter's gone forever. I'll miss her every day, and I hope you suffer as I will." The Foxes settled with FedEx for $4 million, with $2 million in a trust for Amelia, but no amount could ease their loss. Morgan was their light, stolen by McDermott's obsession. The family founded the Morgan Ashley Fox Foundation, advocating against workplace harassment. Amelia faces a future without her mother, unable to share life's milestones. This case chills to the core, showing how obsession can spiral into unthinkable tragedy. Thank you for joining another gripping episode of Vanished Files. If this case moved you, check out another chilling story we've covered, and subscribe to stay updated. It's free and keeps you hooked on our weekly crime tales. I'm your host, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay curious, and goodbye.